Hey farmers! Today we're checking out how to get every resource in Stardew Valley. Resources are often easy to find, but having enough when you really need it can be a real challenge. Without proper planning, they can become a roadblock to your progress and expansions. The best tip for most of these is simply to be rich and buy them. But of course, there are many other ways. This is a beginner-friendly guide, but even experienced farmers may learn something new about keeping their chests well stocked. We'll be going from most to least common, so feel free to skip ahead. Some of these tips feature the dangerous mines that unlock once you manage to make it all the way through the mines within a week. Like and subscribe for more Ezlilyy if you found this video helpful. Fiber is incredibly common. You can start gathering from the very first day as it drops from cutting weeds. They also drop in floors 25 to 29 of the regular mines, but you will rarely catch yourself out searching for it. It becomes more scarce in the late game, so if your weeds are all gone, head to the mutant bug lair or simply plant fiber seeds using the recipe from Linus. Wood is the absolute cornerstone of any well-built farm. From every single house upgrade to fancy machines, it is almost impossible to have enough wood all the time. I like making a tree farm as early as possible. Once trees start to drop their seeds, you may be tempted to use them all for field snacks, but this is a waste since there are much easier ways to refill energy. Set out an area for your tree farm and be sure to designate some for your tappers. The farm itself is not ideal for this because a tree farm severely limits your space options for building. Instead, try the train station. It's close by with tons of open space and your trees can easily grow moss here. As you progress, it is useful to make another tree farm in the Calico Desert. Again, tree farms are useful for more than just wood. They become trivial in the late game, especially if you're nice and rich. Buy as much from Robin as you need and watch your dream farms start to take shape. The new green rain will instantly grow your trees, so be sure to plant as many as possible before the day it descends. On any given day outside of winter, each common tree has a random chance to grow 1 or 2 pieces of moss, and moss will grow slower on sunny days. On rainy days, the chance for moss is 20%, so if you have a tree farm, be sure to swing by when the rain arrives. Best of all, a tree does not need to be chopped to collect its moss. As long as you use your hands, collecting moss will not dislodge your tapper from that tree, or even a scythe. The 1.6 update has added the green rain and green rain trees. Planting these close to other trees will speed up their moss production, and keep an eye out for those special large weeds during the green rain. Funnily enough, if you add vinegar to a tree, it will not grow any moss. Even though stone is laying about all over the mines, it can still be a pain to collect. This is not a problem later on since bombs are the quickest way to collect hundreds in a day. When starting out, your tiny stamina bar is the biggest obstacle to resource collection. Simply enter and exit the first floor of the mines and use your pickaxe on the large boulders only. They drop 10 stones each and you'll save lots of stamina from making fewer hits. For much later on in your playthrough, you might consider a slingshot with explosive ammo and heading to the skull caverns. This way you will quickly melt through floors and collect many stones along with any ore you see. You won't even know what to do with all your stone anymore. Coal is used for building and essential when smelting metal bars. Most importantly, you need it for the crazy money makers, bee houses, and preserve jars. It's sold by Clint, but this can get very costly if you're just starting out. Head to floors 41 to 65 of the mines and kill every dust sprite that dares to cross your path. For max coal, equip the burglar ring, which you can actually obtain by slaying these exact monsters, and use some monster musk. Don't forget about the monster compendium for an extra chance to double your loot, which you can get by slaying monsters, and after year 3 the bookseller has a chance to sell it too. Quartz is easy to spot but is very hard to farm for, which will leave you with low numbers in quartz most of the time. Instead, try floor 80 to 100 of the mines and look for its fiery sibling. Fire quartz will give 3 refined quartz at a time, so you can quickly dupe it in a crystallarium to never go looking for it again. Quartz also drops from a variety of trash, so recycle as often as you can. 5 quartz can be given to the desert trader for a bomb, so it is a good option to stock up for the skull cavern if your ores are running low. Next up, we got clay. It's needed for silos, dehydrators, and much more. Now, this can be very tricky to find. We used to have a special method where you could till along a certain pattern on the farm once you find a single clay. Unfortunately, I have not been able to get this to work since the new update, so rip clay farming. Clay can drop from smacking worms or digging around on the farm, but thankfully there's still a better way. You can retool the soil found down in the mines, and this soil actually has a higher chance of dropping clay, even more so in the skull caverns, since there are much larger patches of soil. It's not ideal, so it's good to remember that you only need 3 to build your very first silo. Thank goodness. Ore is fairly common but runs out quickly. Try to construct a crystallarium as early as you can by reaching mining level 9 or donating 50 minerals to the museum. This machine duplicates any gem you place in it. This helps a lot with ore farming since you can trade certain valuable gems for useful buffs and staircases. The desert trader accepts rubies for spicy eels and diamonds for triple shot espressos. But best of all, they will trade you a staircase for jade every Sunday. Staircases are best used to find iridium ore in the skull caverns without having to look for the entrance to the next floor. Let's quickly go over the different ores. It's a must for upgrading your tools and expanding the farm with valuable machines. Once your gold starts to seriously roll in, you can make Clint a very happy blacksmith. But until then, enter and exit from floor 10 of the regular mines and go straight for the copper ore. It can be a bit repetitive, but rest assured you quickly have more than enough copper for bombs, tool upgrades, and a variety of starting machines. Make sure to zoom your game out a little as well. This way you'll see if the floor has copper without having to walk through it all. For iron, try the same strategy from floor 40. Iron is much more valuable for me since it's needed for starting your sprinkler empire. Same strat as the copper ore, but cycle through the floors 40 to 65. For me, 41 is the best from the regular mines instead. Iron is best used for bee houses, rings, and fishing equipment. Gold is fairly common in the skull caverns, but if you haven't unlocked this yet, repeat our strategy on floor 80 of the regular mines. Gold is essential for seed makers, oil makers, solar panels, the mini obelisk, and of course the very important iridium sprinklers. For iridium, you should know how to do a good run in the skull caverns. You will need some staircases, a good luck day, and bombs. Some buffs will come in handy as well. Grab some spicy eels and triple shot espresso from the desert trader if you've built the crystallarium. And of course, something to keep your health up. For better results, use your slingshot with explosive ammo like I mentioned with the stone earlier on. To prevent this video from basically becoming a skull cavern guide, I've linked some useful videos in the description. Radioactive ore is most affected by the luck of the day, so don't even try without it. It's used in crafting hyperspeed grow and magic bait, which lets you catch any fish regardless of the season. And radioactive bars sell for quite a hefty sum as well. I found the very first floor in the dangerous mines to be the best floor to farm this on. Simply enter, look if there's any radioactive ore, and leave, and repeat until you have enough. Omni geodes are found naturally as you explore. If you're hunting rare gems though, it can be useful to farm some. Go for the dangerous mines floor 30 to 35 and keep an eye out for the carbon ghosts. They have by far the highest chance to drop these geodes. Don't forget your burglar ring and the monster mask. Cinder shards are brutally rare. Until now, I used to comb through the volcano for hours looking for these camouflaged nodes. So instead, build a fish pond and fill it with about 6 or 7 stingrays. This gives a pretty good chance to get shards every day. You'll only need 20 to build an ostrich egg incubator, but they're also needed to use the forge. It costs 20 shards to combine 2 rings, enchant tools, or forge a weapon. So definitely count your lucky stars if you manage to catch a stingray from the pond. They can be found swimming around in the Pyre Cove on Ginger Island. Stingray ponds can also yield battery packs. Lightning rods work well, but thunderstorms are few and far between. It's much more reliable to build a solar panel or 2. They will give a battery pack every 7 days of sun. These are needed for Iridium sprinklers and crystallariums, so for the best results, place your panels in the desert for constant charging. Solar panels unlock after finishing a special order for Caroline after unlocking Ginger Island for the first time. I've saved the best for last. Let's talk about Hardwood. It's easily farmed from visits to the Secret Woods and Ginger Island, or by making your own mahogany tree farm. Plant a few mahogany seeds around the train station and wait for them to propagate by themselves. Just remember not to chop them all down when you go to collect, or at least replant their seeds. But if this is too slow for your farmer, try out floors 40 to 60 of the dangerous mines. These levels can spawn lots of hardwood and sometimes even entire mahogany trees, giving you a near unlimited amount of mahogany trees. You can get around 200 to 300 hardwood and lots of mahogany seeds every single day. And that's how you get every resource in Stardew Valley. Well, at least the most important ones. Like and subscribe for more Stardew Lily, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!